views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Hi, welcome. This is Dr. John DeMartini. This is one of the most amazing and inspiring shows that you can listen into. If you want to be on the edge of your seats, if you want to open up your heart, if you want to expand your mind, and you want to meet incredible people, stay tuned because you're just about to experience a transformative radio show that will change your life. And you're listening to the Dr. Pat Show that's coming up right next.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. Talk radio to thrive by. Powerful, inspiring, and coming to you live, bringing you stories of people like you and me, busting through and living life full out. Get ready to dare to wonder what your life would be like if you knew you could not fail. Hey, everybody, welcome. It's so great to be connecting with all of you. We got a great show for you guys today. Welcome to Dr. Pat Show. Welcome to Transformation Talk Radio. Welcome to TransformationRadio.fm. And thank you all for tuning us in and turning us on. So great to be connecting with you. Dr. Linda Salvin joining me here today. And for those of you, let me just tell you, this is noted modern psychic. It's so great to have her joining us here today. And so you're going to hear a couple of things. And for those of you that don't have our 800 number, you're going to want to write it down to call into the show. But we're going to be talking about some insight into metaphysical gifts and services. What are the insights? And how does Dr. Linda, metaphysical master, how does she work with people to help all of us come to the forefront and show up about who we are and about what our gifts are and about how to be out in the world? So she's joining us here today as somebody that is not just studied in the world of metaphysics or not just gone beyond all of that in terms of her life and how she helps others, but she's somebody that devotes her time and energies to her metaphysical gifts. So what does that really mean? What does that mean as this amazing, respected psychic, healer, channeler? What does this mean for her and the work that she does in her sessions as well as in the world? Today, we're going to take you on a journey of the different spiritual tools that enable Dr. Linda to read and help people. She is a parapsychologist with clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentient abilities. So she can hear, see, feel spiritual messages. And what she does with those is she's able to give insight into what's going on in your life today and into the world of prediction. So today, this is a show for you if you want to call in and get some assistance, also to tune in to what are the gifts? What are the things we're talking about? For many of you, we also have a very special gift from Dr. Linda for those of you, and we'll let you know what number to call so you can receive this amazing PDF on the history of candle power for the Wicks of Wisdom spiritual candles. Now, many of us know historically what candles do, how they work. If you've never really seen the power in them, then just spend a little time looking at that flame, darkening the room, lighten that candle and see what happens. But what about some very special candles that Dr. Linda has created? So when you put it all together, what you have, it goes beyond insight into metaphysical gifts and services. It goes into an invitation and a calling for each of us to stand tall, stand up, and be present in the world that we live in, and beyond that, the world that we want to live in. Dr. Linda, hello, welcome to the show.
Hi, Pat. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good talking with you. I'm glad about this show, and I am so wanting to talk with you. I know we've got a lot of things to talk about, and we're going to talk about how you read people and more of the above. But I want to ask you a question about something else. And I guess the question that I want to ask you, it has to do with why it's so important today for people to ask for this kind of help, to gain this insight, right? Because this is really the world and our society, and you know this, where we think we could just shut up, suck it up, and do it all by ourselves, right?
Right, and it doesn't work that way, especially since the late 90s when the spiritual movement started to really erupt. It was the most spiritual decade of the millennium, and I used to talk about that on my radio show, which I did from 1994 to 2009. And I used to talk about the shift taking place in the 21st century, and we're right in the middle of it. And as we grow and we go through more trouble with the planet and the energies and the way the planets have been aligning, we're becoming testy and we're becoming tested to evolve more spiritually and believe that there's in our faith and in ourselves and in a power greater than ourselves, and to integrate that spiritual side of ourselves with the mental, physical, and emotional sides to balance and to integrate who we truly are as human beings so that we can be our most productive selves.
Yeah. And then, isn't it also, the world that you live in is helping us move through the clutter in our minds? And what I mean by that.
Well, that's part of it. That's part of it, to find peace, to find the center, to find what your true God self is versus the chatter that goes on. So there's a lot of negativity in our minds. Most of us have negative voices from our parents, our childhood, friends from school, co-workers. We're just programmed to think on a negative level, and what we do is turn it around from the negativity to the blessings. And it takes time. I do a lot of that in my healing work where people are very depressed, very suicidal, very unhappy, and one or two healings and their lives turn around. And I have one person up in Oregon who I did 3 healings from last October through December. He's a quadriplegic, and he's finally comfortable in his body even though he can't move. The emotional aspects from the trauma of the accidents he was in, I was able to get his soul to be at peace.
Wow. So let's talk about what it is you actually do and the various techniques, because you heard me rattle off parapsychologist, clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentient.
That's all been part of my own evolution. That's been my own evolution over the 21 years I've been doing this. I was in a plane crash in 1981, and I had an out-of-body experience and became a psychic. I became a walk-in, and it took 6 years to recuperate from that. And during that time, I got hit by a fire truck in my car, had my second out-of-body near-death experience, and then in 1984, I totaled a car and had the white light experience, was given the choice to live or die. And there's all these tunnels and whooshing sounds, or whooshy, like air tunnels sounds. I can't explain it unless you go through it. But I had 3 near-death experiences, and that was 4 years after graduate school with a degree in science epidemiology, which is the study of epidemics. And then I became extremely psychic, and I started searching for what all that meant, and it took 12 years before I surrendered to the gift. I didn't want it. I didn't like it. Nobody was talking about it, and I was very alone out there trying to figure it all out, and it was very frightening. But when I finally embraced it, doors started opening. I was the first radio psychic to syndicate a national radio show in 1994 through, like I said, 2009. Long before the Internet, I was doing AM, FM radio and opening doors where people hadn't walked before on a psychic spiritual level. And through the psychic gifts of, like you were saying in the introduction, the ability to see, which is clairvoyant, the ability to hear spirit is clairaudient, and the ability to feel things is clairsentient. All those gifts just were bestowed upon me after these traumas. And I just started saying things, and people would say, Linda, whatever you say happens. And I didn't believe I was a psychic. But I was told many times over I was a psychic, and I just started going that direction. And here I am 21 years later, and it's evolved where I got my PhD in metaphysics, and I do counseling, but by law I can't really say I'm a therapist because there's laws. But as a helper, people come to me for their future with love, money, moving, travel, health, communication, family issues, relationships, love, whatever, and I have a gift to tell time as to when something may change or happen, plus get into the emotional aspects of what they're feeling, why they're feeling, and how to improve it. And I take all the different gifts and talents I have in a very quick manner, and I assess and diagnose the situation and find the solution.
Well, and this is part of what folks are really looking for. I mean,
Answers.
The world that we're living in and the world that you just described is one where, Linda, and I so love the work you do and how you go
Thank
about
you.
it. And not only that, the way you explain it, because it really is selfless. When I think about what you just said, I want to slow it down a minute and explain this a little bit real quick to our listeners.
Well, I work real close with God because I've had 3 near-death experiences, and the spirit is what's important.
It is. And you do not shy away from tough scenarios, if we might just chat about that.
No, I don't.
Right? I mean, I'm listening to what you just said about the people you work with, and I'm thinking to myself, oh my goodness, how does Linda have the resilience to do this? And I need to ask you that because you're not just working with average everyday people, although you do. You do.
Well, I have people from all walks of life, Pat. Yesterday I spoke to a lovely man up in the country in the province of Ontario, Canada, and he's in his 50s and had some questions, and I worked with him for an hour, and then he started interviewing me and asking me how I do what I do, and he heard me on another radio show and loved my honesty and my voice. And I was able to help him see things that he hadn't seen before by putting it in a spiritual sense that helps people understand what they're going through to move beyond the fear and the apprehension or the resistance or the negativity. And by the time we were done, where a man was so wrapped up in his little shell, he was open. I had a person from Oregon call me who, like I mentioned, has a quadriplegic situation and is in his mind. He can talk, but he can barely move, and he's been very uncomfortable, but 3 healings, and he's at peace. Wow. I have people who are CEOs of companies. I have deans of universities. I have truck drivers. I have homemakers. I have sick people. I have healthy people. It's not about the demographic, the location, the sex, the gender, the race. It's not about that. We are all souls, and we all have a journey, and we all have struggles, and we all have questions. Nobody gets out alive. Nobody gets out without any difficult path. My job is to shine the flashlight on the path to help you overcome or avoid obstacles, or how to make it easier so that you're following what is the intuition. Or people say, what's my path? Well, that's not for a psychic to say. That's what you feel inside with a passion. Well, why am I here? What's my purpose? We're all here to love, but we all have our own journey. And it's not like you have to go out and create the next environmental project that's going to save the world. It's not about the Peace Corps. That's not what the purpose is. It's to love, take care of animals, take care of the planet, take care of plants, take care of people around you. Maybe go to a children's hospital and help a child with cancer. Give back.
I love it. Linda, this is amazing. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, for those of you out there, we're going to look at, what are some of the techniques? I mean, how does one actually acquire these? And, this conversation about my will, God's will. How do we make sense of this in our lives? This is such an important conversation, and that's why, Dr. Linda Salvin joining me here today is the one to have it with us. The other thing I want to mention to everybody out there, 1-800-930-2819. We're going to carve out time for you to call in and connect with Linda directly during the show a little bit. But if you call in now, we'll make sure we get you in the queue. 1-800-930-2819. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
I'm breaking down, gonna start from scratch. Shake it off like an etch-a-sketch. My lips are saying goodbye. My eyes are finally dry. I'm not the way that I used to be. I took the record off.
The preceding audio was via a Skype call.
My dream is to end homelessness.
My passion is living a green life.
My dream is to end poverty.
My passion is volunteering.
My passion is making a difference.
My dream is to cure Lyme disease.
My passion is rebuilding communities.
My passion is helping those in need.
My passion is caring for the elderly.
My dream is to find a cure for cancer.
My dream is to leave a better world for my children.
We all have that special passion, that lifelong dream that drives us to live our lives with meaning and to create a better world. No matter what drives you, we can all make an impact. Dr. Pat Basili is helping others make their dreams come true, so we can all help make our world a better world.
To learn more about how Dr. Pat is building a community of sharing hope, strength, funds, knowledge, and information, visit abetterworldcrowdfunding.com today. That's abetterworldcrowdfunding.com.
Sky Siegel co-hosts one of today's most popular psychic shows, Angels and Answers, with Artie Hoffman, as she communicates healing messages from the spirit world. These messages can be astounding, enlightening, and life-changing. Born with the God-given talent of inner guidance and the amazing ability to heal, Sky has healed thousands of people. Schedule a reading with Sky now. Call 908-500-1474 and visit skyofangels.com.
Disease, one of the most dreaded words in our vocabulary. Hi, I'm Mary Jane Mack. Did you know traditionally we have viewed disease as a degenerative process? Disease is better understood when we view it as dis-ease in the human body. Dis-ease means without ease. Health is not merely the absence of disease, it's when every part of the body works together effortlessly, relaxed and at ease. It's that relaxed state that lets energy flow in waves through and around the entire body. Every organ has an electrical charge, and when overcharged or undercharged, dis-ease occurs. And it is an effort to go through our day. We are able to determine the exact dis-ease of the body and design a specific solution to correct the nutritional imbalance. Contact us at 888-777-4232. That's 888-777-4232. And visit us at maryjanemack.com.
Tune in to The Truth is Funny with Colette Steffen each Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This hit show will have you thinking outside the box and riding the wave of infinite potential. Join Colette on the Higher Self Network, inspiring listeners to shine their brilliance and ensure success while roaring with laughter as they recognize the humor of the giant cosmic joke. Visit TheTruthIsFunny.com.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
Hey, everybody. It is so great to be bringing this show to you. Thank you all for tuning us in and turning us on. And I am so thrilled. We've got Dr. Linda joining us here today, Dr. Linda Salvin. Before we just jump into this, and before she tells you about what she does, her techniques, and she's going to talk to you about she's actually going to give you the real deal about the candles. I want to make sure you all know 1-800-930 to actually call into the show today and for a reading. But before we do that, Linda, can you take a minute to give people your website, let folks know how they can find out more about you?
Oh, absolutely. There's a toll-free number to leave a message, and I'll get back with you. It's 888-509-1077. That's 888-509-1077, or visit lindasalvin.com, LINDASALV as in Victor, IN like Nancy.com.
Beautiful. Let's take a minute, if we could, while folks are having an opportunity to call into the show, 1-800-930-2819. You know, let's have a minute, if you would, to talk about some of these techniques and to talk about, you know, what you do to decide what am I going to use over here? What technique is it going to work?
Oh, good question. Yeah. Excellent. Everybody's different.
Yeah.
And when I have people pre-book for their appointments, and I'm usually booked 6 to 9 weeks in advance. So I don't really know what or whom I'm getting. Sometimes I have an assistant book the appointments, and I just see the order form that's next in line for the date. Like today I have one at 1:30, but it's somebody I've been reading for about 12 years, and I'm very familiar with all of her situations. Yesterday, they were people I'd never talked to before. So I will ask a question just to hear the voice. And once I get one question or one area to tap into, and sometimes I'll just say, oh, you're calling about your love life, and it turns out they're going through a divorce. Or I'll say, what happened with their finances? Well, they lost everything in the crash, and they're trying to rebuild, and they haven't had an opportunity, and they're on disability or whatever. I can pick up certain issues and certain energies. But what we do for 30, 40, or 60 minutes is me feeling my way through love, money, moving, travel, communication, children, grandkids, whatever. And if there's a question, I answer it, but I don't just say yes or no. I go into detail as to when and how things may change, why it may or may not be working, what the solutions may or may not be, the time frame when you can expect something to improve, buy the house, sell the house, get the job, get the raise, get the promotion, etc. Or sometimes I'll say, oh, I see that you have to go to the dentist. Oh, my God, I just made an appointment for next Thursday. Or this one's dealing with a weight issue. This one's got diabetes. I can pick up sometimes health issues, but as a healer, I can help heal certain health issues. I can't fix cataracts, and I'm not a surgeon, and I'm not a medical doctor, so I can't diagnose and prescribe medication. But using spiritual tools, I have found that with a technique I use in healing, using breathing, color, and words, I've been able to release and remove negative emotions lodged in the cellular structure of the bones, cells, tissues, and muscles. And within about 7 days, there's a shift where people become more calm, or people become more at ease, or people become less fearful, or people become more happy. And a lot of the negative anger, resentment, disappointment, abuse, betrayal, molestation, whatever the scars might be, seem to dissipate. That's one thing I do with the healing. I was just on a show where I channeled pets and talked about the pets on the other side. So that's another gift I have, where I go past this dimension and I can communicate with loved ones who have passed on and pets who have passed on. And I'm recently written up in a book. I contributed to a book about pets on the other side. It's on my website. When it comes to reading predictions, love, when am I going to meet him or her? Am I going to stay married? How am I going to get out? How am I going to get a divorce? One gal from Texas cried through the whole session because without her saying much, I could just tell that she was in a miserable marriage, and it was an arranged marriage, and she wants out, but she's afraid of disappointing him and the family because they're Indian culture.
Yeah.
And I talked to her, and she was shocked that she said very little, but I said it all. The voice will give me an indication of the person's receptiveness, Pat. And
yes.
Sometimes I have to work twice as hard because they're like stumping the psychic, or they're very fearful, or they've never done it before and they don't know what to expect. I'm not Mary Poppins. I don't always come up with the best answer. If I don't know something, I tell them I don't know, or I cannot find missing keys, or I can't find the missing cat, or the missing satchel of money, or whatever. And other times, I know exactly what's going on. One of my clients called me from Singapore. She was in China, and she couldn't find, this was just last week, she couldn't find the passports for her and her kids. I said, you're going to find it. It's tucked away in one of the backpacks and with one of the kids in the other room. She didn't sleep the whole night. She was so worried. Turned out it was in one of her son's backpacks.
Oh, my God. I mean, I have to ask you, Linda, I mean, if you don't mind, just let me indulge for a second.
Sure.
You know, as I'm listening to you, I know this is like second nature for you. See, I know
it has become that. It has evolved into that. That's
you.
True.
But for me, listening to you, I am like wowed off my chair right here.
Well, remember, it's over 20 years. A lot of people are just beginning. They're just starting to search. I got hit over the head with 3 big near-death experiences. Like, they chose me. They initiated me. They wanted me for this work. So I started following God's will, like we were talking earlier.
Yeah.
When I do my will, I get in trouble, or the doors don't open.
Wow. I know we've got people waiting on the lines, which we'll get to all of you guys when we come back from break. But I want to ask you about something that I think you're the perfect person to talk about it. In the world we live in, you get to see the world of possibilities for us. And I have to tell you, I was just sitting here and the most beautiful hummingbird came by in the middle of a really difficult conversation earlier this morning. And, one of the things that I love is looking at ways to follow the signs. What have you discovered about the signs that people do get? And how do you suggest they fine-tune their skills to see them? Does that question make sense?
Yes, and let me tell you, like when we see a hummingbird, it's sweetness, the nectar, the sweetness of life. We're talking about something that's kind of like a God shot. Is it odd or it's God that bird would show up outside your window at this moment? And on my show for many, many years, and on my website, I teach God and how to look at the universe like this. There's a poem that says, "God, are you real?" And it says, "The child whispered, 'God, speak to me.' And a meadowlark sang. The child did not hear. So the child yelled, 'God, speak to me.' And the thunder rolled across the sky, but the child did not listen. The child looked around and said, 'God, let me see you.' And a star shone brightly, but the child did not notice. And so the child shouted, 'God, show me a miracle.' And a life was born, but the child did not know. So the child cried out in despair, 'Touch me, God, let me know you are here.' Whereupon God reached down and touched the child, but the child brushed the butterfly away and walked away unknowingly." The same thing. When you watch for animal totems, which is what the hummingbird may represent, a cat. I drove down a wrong-way street the other day, and I saw a cat just sitting in the alley. And I thought, what's the meaning of this cat in my moment? So I came home, and I looked it up, and it was just about spiritual connecting to the universe, because cats are psychic. You get a hummingbird, that's sweetness. You get the butterfly, that's the wink of God. It's a confirmation. It's regeneration, the butterfly. So if you start watching how things move around you and how you're part of it all, you're going to start metaphysically connecting to the synchronicity of how it all works and what your part is in this and how God or the universe speaks to you to guide you on your journey.
I love it. Dr. Linda is in the house, everybody. And I'm telling you, we're going to take a little short break here, but when we come back, we're going to the phones. Also, Dr. Linda is going to tell us about what the amazing gift she has for you guys. And we're going right to the phones. We may even skip the next break so we get all of y'all on. All of y'all, that's my Southern roots right there. All of y'all on the show, 1-800-930-2819. When we come back, Dr. Linda is going to give her phone number. She's going to tell you how you can find out more about her and the free gift that she's got for everybody, because you know what, it is all about the pay it forward. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
You're beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful. Hop on the back of my bike, let the good wind blow.
The preceding audio was via a Skype call.
Each month, listen to Live More Radio with co-host Allie Katz. Join Allie and Dr. Pat as Allie introduces new ways to bring balance back to your life through meditation, sleep, and exercise techniques, so you can live your truly authentic life. Stress less, live more. To learn more about Allie, visit livemoreradio.com.
Put a little woohoo in your life with Keys. Keys Clear Protein Waters have 22 grams of smile-making, attitude-adjusting protein in every bottle. Did I mention its tongue-tingling taste? Not just another guilty pleasure. With Keys, you'll enjoy every low-sugar sip and freedom from gluten, lactose, and GMOs. Who needs the fountain of youth when you can find Keys on Amazon or at Keys, Kees, please.com. Put a little woohoo in your attitude with Keys Protein Water.
clairvoyance, a gift few have, and even fewer match the powers of one of America's best. Dr. Linda Salvin. Dr. Linda's uncanny ability drills to the core of your issues to bring you quick and accurate answers and predictions. In more than 2 decades, Dr. Linda has helped over 75,000 people. On national radio, by phone, in person. When you need answers, Dr. Linda makes it clear. Book your time with this legendary seer now. Click on lindasalvin.com or call 888-509-1077.
Pure Encapsulations is committed to producing the most complete line of research-based nutritional supplements, from fish oil to probiotics to multivitamins and more. Available through qualified health professionals and community pharmacists, finished products are pure and hypoallergenic to optimize the long-term health of all patients, even the most sensitive. With Pure Encapsulations, you can rest assured that you're getting the purest and highest quality nutritional supplements available. Ask a qualified healthcare practitioner about Pure Encapsulations today and discover why it's the supplement brand of choice for healthcare professionals worldwide. For more information, please visit www.pureencapsulations.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
They rode us all the way to New Orleans. I pulled my harpoon out of my dirty red bandana. I was playing soft while Bobby sang the blues. Windshield wipers slapping time.
Wow, Benny, thank you. And just for those of you out there, I think Dr. Linda is channeling Janice. Why? Because this time in 1970, I was getting ready to see Janis Joplin, her last performance before going back and the end of her life. And I remember it as clear as it was yesterday in the Garden Center Art Center in New Jersey in August. But maybe that's because Dr. Linda is going to bring in Janice into the conversation. Before we go to the phones, Dr. Linda, why don't we take a minute and, again, give out your information, tell folks about the PDF, and then we'll go to the phones.
Sure. You can call my voicemail toll-free at 888-509-1077 or click on lindasalvin.com. That's lindasalvin.com. You'll see my radio show, my products, the Wicks of Wisdom, the services for email readings or phone readings, my background history. It's all there for you. Some books I'm involved in. It's all right there at lindasalvin.com. And what Pat's been talking about, this mystery gift I'm going to offer you today, I have a little booklet that we give with the orders of candles, my Wicks of Wisdom. Normally it's $5. And on the internet, you can click on the sale price of $5. But I'm going to give you a free copy of the PDF. And what it is about 41 little pages of the history of candle power, where candle magic started, before there was one God in the universe, during the Maccabean War, and how all things were with idols, why we put certain oils and herbs and powders into the candle, how I got involved with it in 1999. I was trained, and how it evolves to help you participate in your own spiritual process as your own alchemist. I send you the essential oils, the herbs, the powders, some parchment paper. I teach you what to write on that paper. It burns in the flame. There's 3 candles. Each candle takes 3 to 7 days to burn. It's about a 21-day ritual. You will see money, negativity remove, love enhance, health enhance, legal problems resolve. I have candles for everything. It's like baking a cake versus a lasagna. You've got 2 different recipes, 2 different outcomes. It's the same thing with candles. There's formulas that we have for your specific need. So I'll give you the booklet, and you can read all about the history of candle power, which also includes 2 testimonies from prior clients. One was an attorney, one was a doctor's wife who was a interior decorator. And it's there for you if you just give me a call at 888-509-1077, especially if you book an appointment. I'll also give you 10% off for Pat's show.
Beautiful. Awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Linda.
Sure.
Mr. Benny, let's do it.
All right, we'll take, first of all, Julia calling in from Austin, Texas. Julia, welcome to the show.
Hey, Julia.
Hey, Linda. Hi, y'all. How you doing?
Hi, Julia. I'm doing great. How can I help you?
Linda, I was wondering if you were able to tap into my personal, I'm a healer, so I have
your love life all over you. What's going on in your love life that seems to be in turmoil? I think what you really have a question about is your love life. You can call me off the air for the rest of the stuff, but I'm getting more conflict around your love life as being the topic. What's really going on with that, Julia?
Oh, okay. Well,
that's what's up. That's what's up.
We'll
there's some conflict. There's something not real compatible where it's like two pieces of sandpaper rubbing. I get some conflict here in your heart.
Oh, well, I actually, there's someone I'm very interested in. He's in a relationship, so
there's the sandpaper.
That's the sandpaper. And I'm not really. I know
you need to walk away
there.
from him. You need to walk away from him. He's not ready to walk away from the other one. He does have attraction to you. You do have a past life connection with this man. It's very intricate and it's very detailed and it's very painful and it's very lovely. But you're going to be in trouble and get hurt if you stay.
Okay.
You're already hurt. You're already hurting.
Yeah, we haven't even started anything.
But
literally,
it's there. But I'm reading it. I can see the
my
future.
energy. Totally.
Yeah, it's more than that. I'm a clairvoyant. I see it. I feel it.
Yeah.
It's pain.
Okay.
Okay. Why don't you just call me off the air at 888-509-1077? I'll be glad to go through all the healing stuff and everything. And there's an organization I think you would be really wonderful to become a part of, which is the American Federation of Certified Psychics and Mediums, and I can help you with that. And I'm the chief examiner of metaphysics for the organization out of New York.
Wow. Okay. Well, thank you. I did write that number down. I'm in my car now on my way to work. So
right now it's your love life. Be very careful with this. It's very slippery and it's very delicious, but it's also dangerous.
Yeah. So do you? I mean, I hear what you're saying. Anywhere down the line?
No.
No. Okay. I can move on. I'm good with that.
That sounds like he's not going to be in your down line. That's what that sounds like.
Yeah. Definitely not down the line. Okay. Well, I'll start to let that energy go then, because I've been putting quite a bit of energy into it.
Yeah, I can
tell,
which is why I want you to unhook.
Okay. All right. I can do that.
That's how I read, Pat. I hear a voice, and she may have had 3 other questions, but the main thing around her that she didn't ask about, whether she was fearful or didn't want to bring it up or whatever, is her love life. And that's when people call me off the air. Hi, Julia. Hi, Pat. Hi, Benny. How are you? And I hear something fine. Well, how can I help you? Well, it's blah, blah, blah. No, I think it's yada, yada, yada. Then I still get to the other issues, whether it's healing, if it's health, if it's children. I'll cover it. But the first thing I pick up, I have to go there and let spirit guide me.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Well, that's why you are who you are, and why people actually call you.
Yes, they do.
I love Mr. Benny.
All right, let's take Mandy calling in from Seattle. So, Mandy, welcome to the show.
Hi, Mandy.
Hi, thank you.
Hi, Mandy.
Hi, Dr. Linda. So I'm just hoping that you can help me with the chaos and everything that we have going on.
I was going to say you need some spiritual fulfillment. You need spiritual fulfillment to kind of filter everything through, because you're scattered and fragmented. And I feel like you got 5 or 6 different pieces of the pie all over the place, and we want to put it back into one circle, one wheel, like spokes of the wheel are popping out. Yeah, we need to put the stuffing back in the doll, and I can help you with that. First of all, you got to get back to your God self. You got to, at night, before you fall asleep, before you go to sleep, just say good night, God, thank you. That's all you have to do. Thank you. During the day, remember your tush is in the chair, your hand is on the phone, your eyes on the monitor. Maybe that's all that's real right now. Or you go outside, you see the tree is green, the sky is blue. That's all you need to know, and get back in the moment.
Okay.
And when you get back in the moment, you'll be able to focus, because you've got so much between finances, family, personal affairs, work, and your spiritual stuff, you're trying to put it all together yourself. That's what I do. I can take your mess, your laundry basket, and within 30 minutes to an hour with me, I've got it all laid out. You know what to do. You're on your way, and you come back for more because it works.
Yeah. I feel like I've been trying to get back to spiritual, but
I can help you. Just give me a call off there. I'd be more than glad to give you the techniques, the tools, the answers, what you need to get rid of. It's kind of like downsizing your life. But you just need somebody to help you pick out what's most prominent for you and how to feel better, because your self-worth is kind of buried.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I can help unleash that so that you're oozing in love again.
Yeah, boy, I'll tell you, just clearing the pathway is sometimes what it's all about. Thank you so much for calling in. Linda, would you mind making sure everybody's got your information?
Sure. When I say call me off the air, I go very quickly so that we can get to as many callers, people.
Yeah.
So it's not that I'm being rude. This is how I do radio, and I have for years. But call me off the air at 888-509-1077, 509-1077, 888, or click on lindasalvin.com and I'll get back with you.
I love it. Mr. Benny.
All right, David from Seattle. Welcome to the show.
Hi, David.
Hello, doctors. How are you? Linda, I'm just happy to be able to get your wisdom and advice. I'm really glad how you are very focused on one God idea. And I'm just wondering about aligning even more with God's will and channeling all my unique talents to further His will.
I love this, David. I love this. What's your birthday?
10/6/77.
Okay. When you get up in the morning, hit your knees and say prayers. I do.
You already do that.
Okay,
that.
I'm trying to give you what I'm hearing for your need.
Okay.
So that's good that you're already doing that. While you're down there, ask to become more of a receiver of wisdom. Ask that you become the proper channel where you're supposed to be guided to help those who need what you have to offer. Because not everybody's a medium and not everybody's a channel. I mean, everybody channels, an actor channels a script, and a doctor channels medicine, and a singer channels a song, and Pat channels talk show host, and Benny channels working the board in engineering, and channels Pat.
Oh, he channels more than that, let me tell you.
We all have.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate that.
Talking to dead people and Pat's is not for everybody any more than healing people is for everybody. Everybody thinks they're a healer. Everybody wants to do Reiki. I mean, all this stuff that I don't believe in because I'm on such a different level and I've seen results. You're supposed to move into more education. There's a training or a course for you that's going to help you solidify and integrate your gifts. And I think what you want to do, if you're not already, do you want to be the practitioner? Is that what you want to do, is to get into the healing arts?
I just want to be able to get people closer to God.
Okay,
really.
But that's the healing arts or the spiritual arts, okay? So by talking and asking, just like when I read the butterfly poem, God, are you real? Teach people to see their position in the universe. Watch for totems. Get the book that's on the market. It's a book of totems. Animal Speaks by Ted Andrews. He passed away about 5 years ago, but that's the best Bible on totems. Get people to understand the totems in their day, whether it's a dog, a cat, a bird, a bee, a lizard, whatever, and the hummingbird. Teach people to connect to the tree. Teach people to connect to their inner voice. Teach people to get rid of the chatter in their head. Teach people to pray. Prayer and meditation will get people closer to God, which is good, orderly direction. Why don't you call me off there? We can go into an hour. I teach this all the time, David. This is part of what I do.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, and blessings to you from may you channel all the right energy to the right people.
Thanks. You've got about another year and a half to go before you're where you want to be.
Okay. Wonderful.
Good luck.
I can now have patience now and accept it.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Thank you. And Mr. Benny, I think we still have somebody else.
Yep, we actually have two left holding. We'll think we can wrap those up before we end the show here. Marie is calling in from Snohomish County. So, Marie, welcome to the show.
Hi, Marie.
Thank you. And say hi. And Dr. Pat and Linda, it's just wonderful to get in on the show again. And I guess my question for Dr. Linda is, what do I need to know or deeply understand that I'm currently missing right now?
Loving yourself, loving other people, loving the planet, and love life openly and vigorously expressed. You've got some fear going on, and I can feel it in your solar plexus. I can feel it in your heart chakra, and I can feel it in the sternum, right around where the bow is on your bra. And I just feel like you're a little clogged up there, and I want you to start to feel more of the energy coming in and flowing out, and not feel still the victim of rejection. I feel rejection around you that you've buried. We've all been rejected, but there's something that is still blocking your unconditional receivership. Okay. So it's about love. And I think you have a passion for life, passion for animals, passion for gardening or being with the earth, beauty. You need ambiance. You know, you've got a sensitive soul, but it's clogged up. This is where the good luck power candles would come in with the soulmate power maybe for you, or good luck power with the health and wellness power would be great for you to open you up and remove the blocks, obstacles, and negativity so that you are in the flow again.
And what are the ducks and the chickens doing for me right now?
That's a different question. Why don't you call me off the air and look it up?
I will do that. Thank you so much.
All right. Let me go back to why I said that about the good luck power in her situation so people understand. When I say good luck power, we all have blocks, obstacles, and negativity, whether it's around our home, relationships, finances, work, job, love life. What these candles do with the herbs and oils and powders and everything is remove. The energy changes. People are shocked. That's why they keep coming back for more, because they cannot believe that burning 3 candles changed their life. 8 sets of candles, I usually get people married when they're looking for their soulmate. 8 sets. And it takes a little bit of time, but I have testimony after testimony on the website of people who I've personally done the wedding as a minister, people who are thrilled to buy houses because of the candles, where it's a bad market, or winning lawsuits where they didn't think they would. I can help heal. People have helped with cancer, lymph nodes, depression, suicidal thoughts. I have something for everybody, but to open the door, to get on the path, good luck power, then money and success power to bring in what they want next.
Wow, I love it. Mr. Benny, how are we doing?
Doing pretty good. We'll take our final call. We'll take Christy calling in from Linwood.
Christy.
Hello. Hi, Linda. Hi, Dr. Pat.
Hi, Christy.
Hi. Hello.
How can I help
calling to see what you pick up for me. I have a lot of stuff going on with my daughter, and I kind of like to get out of the movie.
What's your daughter's first name?
Jennifer.
Is she just misdirected and very needy that no matter what you try to do, she can't seem to pick herself up and move forward? Because I just feel like it's a very codependent, going back and forth on a hamster wheel kind of cycle where you can't get off.
Yeah, and I'm exhausted.
Yeah, but you can stop. You can stop. You can let her go. You can make it where, when I said to someone else to unhook, it's like a fish hook. You know, she's got the line hooked on you, and you get to be the one to take it out of your mouth. And spiritually, you guys have about 3 to 6 past lives together. You've been her mom. She's been your mom. You've been daughter and mother before. You've also been husband and wife in different genders, because we come back as male, female in different lifetimes. So you have a lot of karma with your daughter, which is why you feel so compelled and dedicated to want to fix her. But it's in this lifetime you're going to teach her independence. And this is where her God has to come in. She needs to develop faith that she can do it on her own, that she doesn't need you.
Okay.
You need to let go of the codependency to let her, and you need to understand
she's thinking of moving, which I think would be good, because then I won't be around to help her.
Well, that's not true, because you can help if you're in Australia.
That's true. Right. The distance. Okay.
You're missing the message. Why don't you call me off there and we'll go into detail so I can explain more in spiritual terms. It doesn't matter if you're living in the same house or if you're halfway around the world, how you're helping your daughter and how you're connected. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Right. Wow.
It's spirit.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, thank you. Wow, what a great show. I want to take a minute if you would, Dr. Linda, and let's talk about, give out your website again, give out your phone number again. And I'd love to talk with you about, this idea of spiritual awakening, which you've talked to several people. But before we jump to that, please let them know about the PDF you have, phone number, and website.
Sure. If they email me at info@lindasalvin.com, just visit the website, lindasalvin.com. Don't pay the $5. You'll get a free email PDF of the history of candle power that I wrote back in 2008 when it was my infomercial. I had my Candles on Television. Chris Jenner is the show host, and you can see it on YouTube under Wicks of Wisdom. And you will get a free copy of what we charge $5 for. And if you want to understand spiritually how I work, I hear where you're at. I give spiritual messages. I give predictions. I give time frames. I give suggestions as to how to turn things around. Just like the last caller, it's not just living with your daughter. It's detaching from responsibility and the need and the codependent and the, will she be okay without me? Will I be okay without her? And trying to integrate our own selves. The candle power, the Wicks of Wisdom will also, you'll get 10% off if you buy a set. And the history of candle power is your gift today. And you said one other thing, Pat, now it slipped my mind what you wanted me to do.
Spiritual awakening.
Oh, the spiritual awakening. Mine came through a plane crash, getting hit by a fire truck and totaling a car and having the white light experience. Right. The average human being can start with prayer, start watching for hummingbirds, start watching for butterflies, start watching for kitty cats, start watching how you get that parking spot at the mall when you know it's the busiest Saturday of the month during the sale. But you get there at the exact moment somebody's pulling out right there in front. Is it odd or is it God? Start looking at God being a coincidence, acting anonymously. Is it odd or is it God? A coincidence is God acting anonymously. Think about how that happens. There are no coincidences. It's the universe working in your favor. When you're up against the obstacles, nothing works. You're always depressed. You're always frustrated. You're always broke. You're da-da-da-da-da. You're going in the wrong direction. You just got to turn the dial on your own inner compass, and you will find the opening to that racetrack. You will get back on path. But sometimes it takes somebody that has the insight as to what you think is your problem, and it may be totally not related, and the problem is over in a different direction. That's my job to tell you, no, it's over here. Then you go this direction, and you'll see how it opens up. Case in point, person called me a month ago. I read her husband 3 months ago. They did 4 sets of candles. They want to buy a new house. The mother-in-law's living with them. I described a house. They found the house. She called me 2 days ago to say, we found the house, but we don't want to live there. It's got this problem. I said, that's okay. Well, is it going to be okay? Will we be okay if we find another house that we like? I said, yeah, because you can move on. The fact is, if I describe the 2 fireplaces and the pantry and the this and that, it shows I have a gift and you're on the right path. You don't have to buy that house, but I showed you that house. They found another house. And they'll be okay. And nothing dangerous and no jinns and no negativity and no whatever. A psychic is a flashlight for things you cannot see for yourself. I happen to be an educator. I happen to be the counselor. I happen to be the clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairsentient. I have all of it, the healer, the mediumship. So I'm the full package to give you whatever you need at that time to help you become more available to your next level in life on the spiritual plane. Don't be afraid of God.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, isn't that really the message?
Yep.
Right. I mean, isn't that what we're really talking about, in this world is, we're so driven by fear in so many ways. Thank you so much, Linda, for today.
And it's not religion I'm talking about. It's spirituality is very different than religion.
Oh my God, I know. Thank you for a great show. Thank you.
Well,
One more time, website, phone number.
Website, lindasalvin.com, lindasalvin.com. Phone number toll free to you, 888-509-1077. Leave a brief message. I'll call you back.
Awesome. Wow. Thank you all for tuning us in and turning us on. And we so appreciate all of you, what you do, and who you are. We'll see you next time.
preceding audio was via a Skype call.